Hi guys, welcome back to Rudra's Ready channel. Hope you all are fantastic. Guys, in this video we are talking about single URL browser monitor, right? How to enable the single URL browser monitor in Dynatrace. Of course, we have another one also that is called a click path. I will talk about that in the future classes. First of all, why we need synthetic monitoring? It is mainly used to check the availability and performance of your web application at the regular interval. Okay, so how to do that? I'll explain. Right now I have connected to the Dynatrace console, and then you need to click on synthetic classic. Okay, if it is not available, just click on apps and then here type synthetic classic. You are able to see the option, right? Synthetic classic. Just click on that so that it will connect it to the synthetic browser view. Okay, there we can create a multiple browser monitor however we want. For example, so far I have created one for the Google. If you want to create a new one, here you find an option called create a synthetic monitor. Just click on that and then it will go to the next page where you are able to see the configuration part of the synthetic monitor. Okay, Dynatrace provide two types of monitoring. As I said, one is browser monitor, another one is HTTP monitor. Okay, HTTP monitor is nothing but based on the response code. Usually we will get the response code like 200, 400, right? Based on that, this HTTP monitor will work. Now we are going with the first option, that is create browser monitor. Okay, just click on create browser monitor and then here you need to provide the detailed information of your web URL. Okay, for example, I will take https then www.yahoo.com. okay, first let me copy this and go to the search engine and enter. Let me see whether it is working or not. Okay, yes, it is working. So then I'll come back to the Dynatrace console and here you can see name of the monitor. You can give whatever you want. For example, you can give just Yahoo or yahoo.com, or also you can give the complete same name like https www.yahoo.com. okay, then at the right hand side you find an option called add tag. Okay, this is very much useful whenever you are creating the maintenance mode. Okay, for example, here I will give environment, okay, prod. Okay, so in future you will create one more synthetic monitor and that is also belongs to the production environment, and you will add the same tag there also, like key is environment and value is prod. Okay, so if you have created a two synthetic monitor in only one tag, right? So while enabling the maintenance mode, if you search by this particular keyword or a particular tag, so whatever the monitors comes under that, right, it will enable the maintenance mode for the entire thing, so that it will be very useful when it comes to the tag part. Not only in the maintenance mode, in other part of the Dynatrace also these tags are very important. Okay, then here we have two things, visual mode and script mode. I just clicked on visual mode, so I'll go to that, and then here you need to select the device from where you want to check that synthetic monitor or a single URL monitor, from the desktop or Apple iPhone 8, 8 Plus. So many options were available based on your requirement. Just choose any one of the option here. For example, I'm just going with the desktop and screen size is 9120 into 1080px, right? Then if you scroll a little down, you will find extra options here, like enabling the global login authentication, enable the additional HTTP header, block the specific request. If you want to block from the specific request, then enable it and provide the proper information to that. Also you can set the cookies, and if you want to bypass, provide that information, right? And also you can capture the performance matrix of the pages loaded in the frames. So based on the requirement, you can choose the options here. For example, if you want to enable the login, right? For example, if you want to log in with a particular username and password, then you need to provide the information here, like HTTP authentication, then click on create new credentials or use the existing one. Okay, then whenever it is tried to run the availability of that URL, it will use that particular credentials. Okay, so come down. So as I said, in this class I am just explaining about single URL. If you want to add the multiple URL, for example, Once you go into the www.google.com, then you will search for something like Virat Kohli images. Okay, then it will give you the list of images and you will click on one image whatever you liked. Okay, so we are following one path here, like open the Google, then search for the Virat Kohli images and then click on one image, right? We are following one particular path. That particular path you can add into the Dynatrace and you can monitor it. Okay, whenever the Dynatrace runs that synthetic monitor, it will follow the same page whatever we have captured. Okay, it will follow the same steps accordingly. Now we are into another page. Here what it is asking, frequency and location. Okay, how often Dynatrace need to check that URL? For example, every 15 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, every 1 hour, on demand only. So many things were there. And from this particular page, you will get one interview question and also in your Dynatrace exam. What is that? What is the minimum frequency they will ask? Please remember, it is every 5 minutes. Okay, they will give the options like 5, 10, 15 and so far. But the right answer is every 5 minutes. Is important exam point of view also. Right? Then, if you want to check the availability of that URL from the private location, just click on the private location and provide your private location details. Or else, you can take use of the Dynatrace provided locations and check the URL availability from that place. Right now, I have not installed any private locations, so I will just go with the options whatever they have given. So if you come down, here it will list out complete places wherever you have an option to run that synthetic monitoring. For example, you can run that from the Cape Town and Johannesburg, Beijing, right? So many things were there, and different cloud providers are also available. For example, Azure is there, AWS is there, Alibaba is there, and corresponding IP address we are able to see. Let's take an example of Johannesburg, right? And also click on Cape Town. From these two places, right? From these two places, I want to check the availability of it, right? So what I will do, I'll just click on next. So now we are at the summary page. So it will include all the information whatever we have done so far. We have chosen this particular URL and we have provided the name as Yahoo, and then type is browser. As I said, there are two types. We can use the browser or we can use the HTTP. So in this example, I am taking browser, so it is coming as browser. If you want to change anything here, go for change URL or name. And likewise, if you want to make any change in the configuration part, click on change configuration. By default, now we have these informations. Every 5 minutes, we have selected 2 locations, and execution per hour is 24, and then the device profile means from which object it is running from the desktop, right? So all this information you are able to see in the summary. Along with that, you are able to see the amount, like what is the cost per month. It is 17.520. One more extra thing we have here, that is tags. As I said, tags also very important when you are enabling the maintenance mode kind of things. Okay, so now we are good with creating the single URL monitor. So click on create browser monitor. So within 2 to 3 seconds, the complete setup will be ready. Okay, so once you have configured everything, this is how the page, that is final phase, you are able to see, right? Browser monitor configured to run from 2 locations, right? We have selected 2 locations. That is what it is giving the count as 2, and every 5 minutes we are running that. And we have provided the tag, that is environment equals to prod. If you want to provide any additional tags here, that you can give it here. Then if you want to check the availability of that URL right now, then you can find an option called on demand execution. So I'll just click on demand execution so that you can execute right now. Here you will find a different option like location. We have selected 2 location. If you want to select from both or you want to select it from any one location, depending on the requirement. Let me take all 2 location. I want to check it. Then you'll find an option called trigger. Click on trigger so that it start checking the availability of the URL from those 2 locations, that is Cape Town and Johannesburg. If you come down, you are able to see the result here. Okay, it should give the result as success. That means it is working as expected. I mean the URL is working as expected. If it fails, means there are some issue with respect to that URL. We need to check that part. So execution stage is completed, that is executed, and you are able to see the status, that is success. That is how you can check the status on demand. Okay, let me go back to the main page, click on Yahoo. So this is how you should go back to the previous page. Here you will find an option called synthetic, then Yahoo. If you go inside any other page, then you will find that information here. Okay, now I will click on option called performance. So what this performance will tell, how that URL is performing, that information we are able to see it here. For this one, I will take another configured URL here so that it is easy for you to understand, because Yahoo I have configured just now, so we don't find more information. Instead of that, what I will do, I'll go to the synthetic home page, where I will choose the another URL which I configured yesterday, so that we will get the lot of data in that, and it is easy for the understanding also. So that is Google. Okay, it is also one type of a URL monitor, and it is a type of browser, and its availability is 100%, and total duration it is 2.3 seconds. Okay, let me uncheck this. Then here you will find an option called selected time frame. Like for example, now I have selected last 2 hours. So based on the last 2 hours, it is giving the data. If I select last 24 hours, this should not be 100%, right? You can see, right? Few minutes the website was down or not able to connect from the locations whatever I have chosen. That is what the value is reduced now. Depending on the requirement, you can select it. For example, last 6 hours, yeah, it is 100%. Okay, so let me click on that. Okay, this is how it looks like. Availability is 100% and downtime is 0 milliseconds. It means completely up in the last 6 hours. And 1 monitored locations. In the last example, that is Yahoo, we have chosen 2 locations, but in this Google monitoring, I have chosen only 1 location. That is what it is telling, 1 monitored location. And how the page will look like? Yes, once you enter this http://www.google.com, this is how it looks like. Okay, that is what it is showing here. Then let me come down. What else is there? 862 milliseconds visually complete for the load action. What is visually complete? Like how much time it is taking to load the page, we call as visual complete. How much time it is taking? 862 milliseconds, approximately 0.8 seconds we can say it is. Okay, then if you come down and you are able to see the availability of it, 100% available. If you want to analyze more about the availability, click on analyze availability, so that you will get the detailed graph where you can see when it is down, when it is up. So you are able to see it in the beautiful manner. Yeah, you can see right now availability is 100% everywhere from June 19th to the till now. You can see the timelines also, like 1354, 1345, so that you can get the historical data as well. This is for no data, this is for outage, this is for available. Different colorings are also available here. So it is telling it is taking 1 second here, then it is taking 0.8 second, then 0.81 second, then 0.72 seconds. Somewhere here it is taking 1.41 second, right? 1.4 also, that we can consider as negligible. 0.8 everywhere, approximately it is considering 0.8 second to load the page. That is what we have seen here also, right? If I come back to the previous page where it has given 862 milliseconds to load the page, that is nothing but, if you convert it into seconds, 0.8 seconds. Okay, 863 milliseconds, right? Then let me come down. What else is there? Performance, how well it is performing. That is the like loading, everything you are able to see here. So if you find any problems, that will display here, and events, number of errors, everything you will get it here, right? And this is what the properties we have chosen at the time of configuring, like desktop, your performance, browser monitor, all those things. And you will able to see in the world map also, like availability, outage, and no data kind of information. Okay, let me go back to the synthetic, and I will go back to the latest one what I created, that is yahoo.com. Okay, so I'll click on yahoo.com. If you want to make any changes in the created URL, how to do that? Okay, so that is also very simple and straightforward. Just select that particular URL, whatever you want to modify, then click on view setting. so that it will go to the settings page, where you will find all the options to modify or to create a new metric, to find the performance of that, or to change the details. Whatever you want, you can do in the settings page. Right now you can see, right now we are in the settings page and it is loading. Here you are able to see the complete data. Right now it is Yahoo. If you want to change it as Yahoo web page, that you can do it here. And if you want to provide any additional description, that you can give it here. Right, I'll just remove it. Where you will get that information, if you go to the settings, inside monitor name, you will able to see that. Let me click on save changes, so that we will able to have the new name, that is Yahoo web page. If you click on the URL, you will get the URL details, and of course you can do the modification of that URL details here, like how we did it for the name, right? Likewise you can modify it for the URL also. Then here we have an interesting point called validate content. What is this validate content? So right now we are in the Yahoo page, right? This is how it is looking like. Now I want to see that if our web page has like news, you are able to see news, right? If once that page is loaded in the web page, if the news is available, that means it is working as expected. If news is not available, something is wrong, we need to fix it or work it. How to do that? So that is how come into the picture of validate content. If you click on validate content, we can add the condition here, like pass if the website content visible text equals to news. If news is there, then it means it is working as expected. Okay, if news is not there, then it is not working as expected. So click on save changes. Okay, so you got the idea about validate content. Here we have one more important object called performance thresholds. If you want to generate any problem for this particular URL, how to do that? You can see, right, performance thresholds. Generate a problem and send an alert for performance threshold violations. So you need to enable it, okay, and then you can add the threshold. For example, if I click on add threshold, so now average time what it is taking is 0.8 seconds it is taking, as we checked for this Yahoo web page. If it is taking more than 20 seconds, create a problem alert. So in that case, just give the value as 20 here, right? So that if it is violated in the next time, it will trigger an alert. For checking purpose, let me give it as 0.1 second. Okay, I will give it as 0.1 second. I don't know whether we'll get the alert or not, but let's check that point. What I have done now, if this particular www.yahoo.com taking the time more than 1 second, then trigger a problem for that. So that is how I configured here. So that where we have done that part, performance thresholds. So if you click on monitor script, you are able to see the complete JSON file here, like whatever the data we are given, like what device we have selected, what is the frequency, what is the URL name, and how often it is going to run, each and everything you are able to see it here. And this one you can take use in case of you are going to do multiple single URL enabling part. Okay, where you will get that one inside the monitor script. You can see, right, loading, what is our URL details, what text it should match, right? We have given except or news, so everything is stored here. Like that, if you want to create hundreds of single URL, instead of doing it one by one, you can take out of this, take this script and you can modify it accordingly, right? So this is how you can create the single URL monitoring. So at the initial point I said, when you create the tags, it will be good for enabling the maintenance mode, right? Let me explain how it will be. For that, what I will do, I'll go to apps. Let me search for maintenance. Or else I'll go back to the old one, I think. Now I am in new one. Yeah. So here what I will do, I will go to settings. Okay, it is loading and you can see it already 2 problems were detected. I'll show you what are those problems are. Then come down and expand this maintenance window, then click on monitoring, alerting and availability, where you can configure the maintenance mode, so that you'll come to know how you can create the maintenance mode for the synthetic monitor. Okay, let me delete the one which is already existed. Click on save changes. I'll click on add a maintenance window and provide like synthetic monitor mm is nothing but maintenance mode, right? Then planned, unplanned, depending on the requirement you can choose, and detect the problem alerts or whatever you want, you can select it here. Not more interested into that because I already made a video how to enable the If you are not yet visited to that video, please do visit. So here I am mainly focusing on how to enable the maintenance mode for the synthetic monitor by using what? Tags, right? So let me come down here. Here you find an option called filters. Okay, let me click on add filter, and in the entity type synthetic monitor. There are more things: synthetic event, synthetic location. I am interested in synthetic monitor. So here also I'll search by the name synthetic monitor, and it will show whatever is available already. We have two, it should show here, right? We have Google and Yahoo web page. So I'll select the Yahoo web page, and here I will give the timelines from when to when I want the maintenance mode. Select that one and finally click on enable. Now I have chosen 2225, and then what is the synthetic monitor we have chosen here? Yahoo web page. If you want Google to be placed in the maintenance, like Google synthetic monitor, select that one. So it will display the result here. Okay, so if you don't want to do this from here, if you want to do it via the tags, then click on add tag. Optional, here you can select environment, no, synthetic monitor, and then key, select the key. Yes, we have chosen environment prod. It is coming automatically. You are noticing, right? Why it is coming automatically? Because at the time of creation of the single browser monitor, we have given there, right? Then click on add, so that it will applicable to the all the tags, like environment equals to prod. Wherever it is present on an object, it will go into the maintenance mode. You can see, right, matching all the following tags, environment equal to prod. So here I am providing two conditions. If you don't want to give this one, you can delete it. That's not a problem, so that you are able to see only one condition. Okay, let me delete it and show you again. Environment, leave everything blank here. Click on add tag, and here choose synthetic monitor and environment equals to prod. So if you have multiple tags in the environment, you will get all those things. Depending on that, you can select here. You can see, right, where it is affecting the maintenance window, entities matching all the following tags. Then click on save changes. That's it. Now we have enabled the maintenance mode for the synthetic monitor, or you can say the tags which is having environment equal to prod. Okay, and of course I said I will show you what are these two problems are. Let me see what are those. I'll just click on this red icon, whatever appearing on the top. So it will go to the problems page where we can see the problems. So what are those? You are able to see it here. So one is from the Google, another one is from the Yahoo web page. Let me click on the first one, which is coming from the Google single URL browser monitor. What it is, why it triggered the alert. For that, you just click on that. It will go inside, and here you will find the detailed information. Browser monitor global outage. One out of the locations affected. So what happened? What is the error? So affected location is Cape Town. What is the event? We are trying to load the http www.google.com. Along with that, we have provided one condition to check that. What is that? Our text should match. What condition is? Actually, when you open the www.google.com, so let me take it we go here, www.google.com. So at the right hand side you will find an option called Gmail, right? Gmail. So if this Gmail is available, I given the condition that it is working as expected. If it is not there, there are some issue. Okay, so earlier I gave just Gmail, it is working as expected. Just to check the condition or to show the way how the valid content works, what I did, so I have given as Gmail 1 instead of Gmail. I have given as Gmail 1. There is no Gmail 1 in the environment or when you open the google.com. So definitely it should create an alert. Let me show you that. So I have connected to the Dynatrace in another window. So I have given the condition as I said Gmail 1. But when you open that www.com, that is not there. We are able to see only Gmail. That means the condition is failed. We should get the alert. That is why it created the alert here. So first failed execution 1629, and you are able to see all those things. Let me see whether it is connected. Yeah. So Google, open it and then click on the view settings. Inside setting, go to the page called, let me go view settings, and in view settings I will show you where I made that changes. So that will come to know validate content, and in the content I gave Gmail 1. Click on it, scroll down, yes, you can see that now Gmail 1 I gave Gmail S, but when you open www.google.com you don't find Gmail S, you will find only Gmail here. So that means content is not matched. Just to show you how the valid content works, I have given this wrong information. Hope you got right how it works. Yes, I hope the session is very much useful for you guys, and of course if you are visiting our channel for the first time, kindly subscribe to it and please do share with your Dynatrace friends. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and bye for now.